Asset Management Anywhere will automate your maintenance, reduce your spare part costs, help you find root causes, and if you use the predictive maintenance, it should reduce your downtime.
Well, hello everybody, and thank you for taking the time to watch this demo of Asset Manager Anywhere, a product of the AnyWare apps product line. We're going to take a look at this from the aspect of a day in the life of a maintenance manager or a field service manager, because Asset Manager can do either one. It can work very, very well for the machines and the items that you have on your plant, on your particular campus, or it could work very well if you are dispatching mechanics, etc., to go and work on items for your customers. Now, we're going to address three different types of maintenance here. That being routine, which we do every week or every day, predictive, which happens to prevent a problem, and then unplanned, which is our least favorite. So we're going to talk about all three and how asset management does a great job. So for routine maintenance, again, whether it's in your plant, on your campus, or whether it's outbound because of field service, when you acquire the asset or when your customer acquires the asset, you're able to put in place immediately an asset plan, a maintenance plan that includes the parts, the steps, the tools that are going to be needed for the maintenance for that item. You're certainly able to indicate the location, whether it's on your campus or if it's at a customer location. And you're going to set a schedule of when you want this work to happen, be it daily, weekly, monthly. That's your choice. And because of that schedule, the system will send out a notification. It'll create a work order and send out a notification to the tech's phone or to the tablet, whichever one they're logging in with. That schedule, that work order will include the parts, the steps, the tools. Of course, the work will be done, and then the work order will be closed. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Now here we have, I'm not going to get your way into the weeds, but I do want you to see a couple of things. Number one, the fact that here's where we're setting up. We've purchased an asset. In this case, it's a wrapping machine. And we're in the process of setting up a maintenance schedule. So in this case, we're going to say we want this to happen every 7. And I have the choice here of days, months, weeks, whatever, but we're going to say 7 days. It assumes that the last maintenance was done on 4/9, so the next maintenance is going to be on 4/16. Before we leave here, you can also have a follow-up counter. So in this particular case, based upon number of impressions that might have been made or number of units that may have been manufactured, number of hours that the piece of machinery was used, again, whether it's on your campus or if it happens to be out in the field, the system would trigger that as well. But what happens is on 4/16, this is going to send out a work order that the techs can use. And that work order will look very similar to this. And what we have here is, first off, we have the materials that they need. So when they go out, in this particular case, we're saying that they need a drive belt. We're saying in this particular case, they need a thermostat, or thermometer, so that they can check the heat on the machine. And then they are going to have the steps necessary to make sure that they execute everything that's part of this maintenance plan. And then over here, we check off, as we've completed them, the items that are done. So what that gives us is what we've talked about here. The work order would be created. The one we took a look at would be on the 16th of the month. It would include the parts, the steps, the tools, as well as the location, again, being on your campus or in your shop, or it might be at a customer's location because of you're operating a field service. We've already scheduled it. I've shown you how that works. The notification would go to, again, whatever piece of equipment your tech uses to stay in touch, be it a phone or a tablet. We've shown you how the work can be done, and then the work order is closed. Now, predictive maintenance is when among other things, when routine maintenance discovers a problem. So there's a couple of scenarios here. Routine maintenance may have discovered a problem. Maybe they went out and they heard a bearing squealing. They saw that a belt was badly worn. What they're able to do from there is create what's called a child work order from their phone or tablet, and maybe a different tech, maybe a higher level tech goes out and resolves that problem. The other possibility is a notification from a sensor. So we may have a sensor picking up vibration, it may be picking up temperature, it could be hours, it could be cycles. Any of those, when they get close to the threshold, the system would go ahead and flag us that we need to go out and address that particular situation. When that happens, the work order is created, again, like you saw earlier, with all the parts, the steps, and the tools. Or you're also able to take a look at a service contract, which can be uploaded into the asset record or the warranty, and those can be referred to if need for the repair. If a work order needs to be sent, it goes to the tech's phone or tablet. Again, the work is completed and the work order is closed. So let's take a look at how that looks. Now from here, we would create the child order. So we've gone out and done the work actually, but here's where we discovered that there was a problem. We're going to create a related work order, which again is going to go out and have all the necessary parts, steps, etc. for whatever we have discovered. You could create a brand new work order, that would certainly be okay, and that would work just fine. The other thing that you're able to do is when you have an asset, so again we're looking at our friend the wrapping machine, we come down here and we have a couple of choices here, documents and warranty information. So warranty information, here we can document what sort of warranty it happens to be. We can put that information in here. And then we also have the ability with documents, we can go from here and we can upload a document directly into the system. So something that we've already scanned, we can load in here and then refer to it as necessary. Again, the goal here is that we have one place to refer to, one source of truth. And so predictive maintenance, again, can come from a sensor, can come from a related work order, or it could be handled with our mechanics, or it could be handled with the dealer's mechanics. This could be regardless of whether it's being done within our plant or whether it's a field service situation. We've handled the routine maintenance, but when something else comes up, that falls under warranty, and we would get the manufacturer involved. The work order is sent, as we've said, the work is complete, and the work order is closed. Now, this is the one we don't like so much. This is a repair, unplanned. This is a case where the item has gone down. Maybe a customer's had to call you and said, hey, my machine just quit, and I need you to come out and take care of it right now. Or maybe somebody from the shop floor has done that same phone call. The notification can come from anywhere. It can come from a computer. It could come from a tablet. It could come from a phone. The work order, again, is published with the steps, the parts, the tools. The parts are collected, the work is done, and the work order is closed. And you've already seen what a work order looks like, and so you know the steps, the parts, etc. are included. Now, during all this time, we're managing our spare parts inventory. And so all spare parts have min-max values within the warehouse they're located in. And so as parts are used, no surprise, it decreases the on-hand supply. When the on-hand supply drops below the minimum, a PO is created and sent to your ERP system, either for approval or for forwarding to the vendor, depending on how the workflow goes. But in that entire time, it's making sure that we don't buy more than what the max on hand is supposed to be. We want to make sure that we don't have a lot of dollars tied up in parts that we don't need immediately. And so we want to make sure that we have that right balance of having what we need when we need it, but not sitting on too much and having money tied up in that area. And what that looks like is over here for each part. So this is a part within the warehouse, and this could be a warehouse, it could be a service truck, it could be a van, it could be a parts closet, on site at a customer site if you're in field service. Here is where you're able to say, all right, for this warehouse, for this item, here's the maximum I want, here's the minimum I want. Maybe there's a little safety stock I want to deal with. And when we reorder, we're going to stay no more than that maximum amount to make sure, again, that we've got enough material, enough parts, but not too many. So again, just to repeat, we're maintaining the spare parts, make sure and we have the right amount, make sure that we're not tying up additional money. So that very quickly is how Asset Manager works and what it can do for your organization or your field service. We appreciate you taking the time to join us. If you have any additional questions, please contact your sales professional or contact us, and we would be more than happy to do a deeper dive. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.